What's up, guys? This is Kyle from Wax Museum, and this past weekend I went to a Pacers Magic game in Orlando, so of course I did some autographing there, and I'm going to recap that for you today. Before I show you the actual cards, though, I am going to show you my binder setup, because it seems like people always ask about that, and then also I'm going to talk a little bit about the logistics of the Kia Center, because it is getting more difficult to get autographs for the visiting team, so I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I figured I would show off my in-person autograph setup here real quick, even though I've shown it before. It's been a little while. So I have just a thin binder here, and then I've got a cheap clipboard in the front of it. I will pull that clipboard out and put pages on it so I can drop it down to players, because otherwise at Orlando it's kind of hard to reach down. And it's just easier to have the cards mounted to a page. So a lot of people ask me, well, how do you do that? I like to use these divider pages. I bought them. I mean, I've probably had these 15 years. Maybe not that long, maybe 10 or 15 years. But and then I also use photo corners, which you can get like at Michael's, or you can probably get them at Walmart as well. But they're like craft corners for scrapbooking, and they're adhesive. And you don't have to put them on all four corners, you just put one on each side. So then I put the cards in here alphabetically by player last name. I can take these pages out, and I'm just gonna, since I have 3 or 4 pages, I'll put them on the clipboard and I can shuffle between them. And it's the easiest way I can go through an entire team roster. So you see what I've got here. This is a little bit of a risky card just because it is dark, but I really like this card. It's a Moonlight Parallel from Flux of Aaron Nesmith, so going to try and get that one signed. And I won't bore you. I won't tell you why I've decided on each card, but you can see I've definitely pivoted to a lot more shiny stuff. If I had a shiny card of Jarris Walker, I would take that as well. So this is my setup. Like I said, I'm going to take those pages out. I'll put them in the clipboard. I can drop that down. I've also got, this is a little bit extra, I've got a piece of Velcro on the clipboard, and I've got a Sharpie here with some Velcro that I can stick on there if I need to. So anyway, that is my setup. Hope that helps some of you out as well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Kia Center, which is formerly called the Amway Center. And it used to be, if you wanted to get autographs, you just went down to section 103 before the game. Well, over the years, that's changed a little bit. Lately, it's been, if you want to get down there, you have to have tickets in 103. So I would buy tickets in row 10 or whatever. And then this year, luckily, I bought tickets in row 5 because they would not let you down there without a ticket. And I even said, hey, I've got a ticket in row 5. He said, well, the closest I can get you is row 4. So they weren't letting anyone sit in those first 3 or 4 rows unless they had seats there, even though there weren't fans there already. So those rows were empty, and then you were left kind of trying to reach down. Thankfully, the players are really tall, but it did make for an interesting obstacle. So you might keep that in mind if you are going to autograph at the Kia Center. Okay, now it's time for the part that you guys have been waiting for, which is the recap. So I don't have videos, but I do have pictures of most of the players that signed, and I'll put those on the left as I'm showing you the card on the right. I also want to add this disclaimer that players are not obligated to sign for you just because you're at a game and you're in position to get autographs. So I never feel that way. This is not an indictment on anyone that did or didn't sign. This is just some commentary. So the first one I got here, which is one that I'm pretty excited about, is a Hoops card of Jarris Walker. And Jarris is not signing for Panini unless things will change, but I believe he's a Topps exclusive. A lot of his Topps autographs have been really small. He signed this one really big and bold on the card, also added his number on there, which is way better than the certified autographs I've seen, so I could not be happier about this one. I kind of wish I had grabbed the next day auto that says no autograph on it, but I didn't think to do that ahead of time, so maybe something for the future. But anyway, happy to get Jarris Walker. This next one here, this is Miles Turner, and this is an older card. It's an insert from Hoops. It is like a tip-off insert that they did, but this is a game that I went to, and I know somebody joked in the comments that that should be a drinking game for this channel, but it is a picture from a game that I went to, so I was pretty excited about that. And you can see Isaiah Jackson in the back of this picture of Miles signing the card for me. I didn't get a chance to ask Isaiah Jackson. I almost decided not to get Turner to get Jackson just because I've gotten Turner before, but I decided, you know what, Miles is a for sure signer. I've heard Jackson's not so much. I can't verify that myself, but I decided to go for the sure thing. So Jackson didn't necessarily deny. I just didn't get a chance to ask him in time. All right. And I guess while I'm talking about the players that denied, the only one that just outright just ignored me was Kendall Brown. So I don't know, maybe he had earbuds in or something. Like I said, it's not an indictment on him, but there's a picture of him walking away. Back to the players that did sign here. Obi Toppin, every time I've asked him, he's signed. Seems like a pretty generous signer. I need to get some Pacers stuff for him, though. But anyway, he's a generous signer. James Johnson was not with the team the last time that I got them to sign. So that might be the first time I've ever gotten James Johnson, unless maybe I did get him way back in the day with maybe even the Raptors back in the day. But I don't remember getting James before. So that was, as far as I know, a first for me. Now I'll have to look through my stuff, maybe not. This is the only one I don't have a picture for, and it's also the one I'm most excited about, and that's Tyrese Halliburton. And yes, this photogenic card pictures a game that I went to in Orlando. I chose this one because he's signed in some dark spots on cards before. I figured he would probably run with someone's marker. It usually ends up being black. Someone beside me had a silver. Thankfully, it wasn't that one. So he ran with a black marker. I'm happy with it. Mrs. Wax Museum, I asked her to try and get a card signed, so we didn't get a photo. She didn't get the card signed either. It wasn't for lack of trying. He was kind of skipping around, but Tyrese has been a pretty good signer in the past, so thankfully he signed for a little group of us there as well. So happy to have that one. I think I've got like 4 in-person autographs from him now from the last couple years and 0 certified autographs. So you know what? Those are kind of pricey still, so I'm happy with this one. Okay. Next up, we've got Pascal Siakam. This was my first time ever getting him. I've seen from other recaps and from other people that he does sign multiples, so I did put 2 on the page. Of course, the first one had to be a Flux card. I wish I had a Pacers card of him. He's got some instant stuff, but I didn't have it. And then the other one's kind of hard to see on the video. It shows better in person, but I had him sign this rookie here. You can see he signed it right there on the left. So Pascal was nice enough to sign 2 for me. All right, next up, this is a player that I've gotten before, but Gennaro Pargo is one of the Pacers' assistants. I think I am out of Pargo cards now. It took me a while to find these in all of the Topps total that I opened, but he's a pretty good signer. And I wonder if he's going to be in the Big 3 this year. I don't know if he's able to do that now with his coaching. I know his brother Jeremy is in the Big 3, but anyway, Gennaro Pargo, nice signer. All right, Doug McDermott. I don't think I've got Doug before. Even though I've tried the Pacers over the years, he was kind of on the Pacers originally in that COVID-era squad where you couldn't get close to the team. And so I guess I'm making up for lost time. So I don't remember getting Doug before. Happy to get him now. Got him on a Prism Silver. And then also on a Prism Silver is someone who he missed the game because of an illness is what they said, but he warmed up right before the game like he was going to play. I thought he was going to play. In fact, he came off the floor once and didn't sign for anyone, and I thought I wasn't going to get him. But then he came back out, warmed up, and went ahead and signed. So that's Jalen Smith. So all in all, like I said, a good night. I got 10 cards signed. I didn't see Ben Shepherd for an autograph. I did get a towel from him after the game, though, which I guess I can put that on the screen here. It's huge. But I don't really want to cut this up, but I have kind of thought about making, because it's better than a non-associated relic, maybe taking the tag off at least, and making some sort of a custom card out of that, making an RPA for him. But there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that. I know this isn't everyone's thing, but for those of you that like autographs, you can probably relate to this. Remember, there are new episodes of the audio podcast that come out every Thursday. And as always, thanks for watching.